Hey, Bows and Beauties, it's your girl Steph. So, ladies, I'm a coffee girl, but today I'm spilling tea. What is good on paper? Good on paper is societal norms of what a man should have to be able to qualify as a quote unquote good man. That may mean a car. It usually means degrees, having their own place, and having some form of wealth. But we have to get beyond the surface and dive a little bit deeper about what's really going to make a man great beyond what his resume says. While someone can be great on paper, it doesn't mean that that equates to them being a great partner, and it doesn't mean that they're going to have emotional intelligence and character to carry your relationship through. So let's talk about why you need to look beyond his resume. So good on paper doesn't equal great relationship because of these couple things. Because he's good on paper doesn't mean that he has the communication style needed to be able to maneuver through a relationship. We know that C's get degrees. So just because he was able to write a couple papers and then pass a few tests doesn't mean that he can stand the test of time when it comes to your relationship. It's really important that we look beyond the surface level questions and see how he deals with conflict. How does he handle your emotions when you're having a rough day? Does he have the capacity to respect and listen to your feelings? Let's talk about character versus career. When he's out in society, how does he deal with people who can't benefit him? That means servers at restaurants, that may mean a valet, that may mean a housekeeper at a hotel, or whatever you may be. How does his integrity show up? Does he say he's going to do something and not follow through? Or is he always looking for like a get rich quick scheme and things of that nature? Let's talk about his home life. Just because somebody actually owns a property, which is great, kudos to men who have already acquired their property and worked hard to purchase a home. That's no small feat. But does he maintain that home well? Is he house poor? Many Americans are, so no judgment. But can you see him leading your household, and how could he be a covering for you? Does he get the grass cut? Does he handle maintenance issues right away, or does he kind of let it fester and move it to the wayside? Those are things that you want to think of in potential partners as you're starting to move into those phases of long-term relationships and even potentially marriage. Next, let's look at his vision for life and love. Is he emotionally available and able to grow with you? Do you guys have mutual paths that you're going down, goals and things that are going to align for a long-term future? I've dealt with someone in the past who checked so many of my boxes. I mean, great on paper. We went on tons of dates, spent so much time together, spoke every day, but there was always an emotional disconnect. After years of on and off, I just could not fall in love with this person, and I really couldn't see myself with him long term, but I kept holding on to that relationship with a glimmer of hope because he was so good on paper. He had great degrees, he was very chivalrous, he had his own place, but there were so many things that he was missing when it came to me looking for someone who's going to be a husband and a father. I felt like he was very inconsistent in his words and his actions, and he lit up when he was around his friends and talking about sports, but sometimes felt very disconnected and withdrawn when we were at dinner. It just felt like something that was checking a box off his list versus really being engaged. And I had to come to the reality of, oh my gosh, just because somebody is a good person doesn't mean that they're a good person for you. We'll talk about that at another session. I've given you some things to think about regarding to people who are just good on paper. Now let's retrain our brain to attract better and have more fulfilling relationships beyond the surface level checklist. The first thing I would say is shift your narrative to what does he have to offer to who is he at his core. Be sure to prioritize connection over credentials. You want to pay attention to his actions and not just his words. Men can say tons of things about their degrees and what associations they belong to and all of those things, but how is that going to play a part in your relationship and how he's going to treat you directly? Now it's time for us to decide what high value man really means. It has to include compassion, integrity, partnership, love, emotional availability, and so much more. Definitely has to go beyond the wallet and the wall of degrees to a more organic, and centralized approach. Last but not least, we really need to ensure that we're paying attention to the behaviors of a man. Sometimes I've bypassed men's behavior when it came to how boastful they was. Were they really assertive? Were they really outspoken? If they were more of a limelight type of person? It's really important for you to set your goals and your boundaries and your non-negotiables when it comes to your partner's behaviors. No, we can't control other people, but we do want to attract the people that align with who we are and our core values as a person. I'm going to help you go beyond your checklist and get below the surface and find someone who is really going to encompass all of the things that you really want and need in your future partner. You should drop a heart in the comments if you are ready to redefine your checklist and ensure that you are attracting the total package. Be blessed, guys.